Hey everyone, it's Nomad Suntech here. Today we are going to work on this Alysa Liu drawing. I finished the drawing itself, but I was struggling a little bit to think of what kind of background to put on it. Laufey, one moment. Laufey. Alright, Laufey. I thought, I like the natural light, I like the natural setting. Let's do the suburbs on the video. I screenshotted it and I edited it. You can see the remnants. Great Photoshop job. It doesn't look good, guys. I recognize it. I completely discarded this idea and now we're going to my dear friend Illustrator. Now, this is a very obvious idea. We're going to do this. Since this is a very simple background, I'm just going to recreate it on Illustrator in the fastest way possible I can think of. 3000 by 277.8 pixels, completely random. I just want it to be big. We're going to need this Laufey. So I'm going to paste this here. I'm going to cut it right where it ends. And I'm going to crop it this here. Perfect. And now we're going to do the same thing with this side. We are ready to make this shape. We have our workspace. This, I'm going to lock it, Control 2. And I'm going to basically recreate this with simple shapes. So we are going to use the hexagon tool right here. We're going to turn this fill into a stroke. So we swap it. I'm going to change it to another color, honestly, because it needs to kind of stand out. If not, you're not going to be able to see if you're making it right or not. And we're going to go to properties and we're going to stroke it. You can never stroke it too much, guys. All right, perfect. So make it a little thicker. And we're going to round those corners a little bit too. It's barely even there. Now I'm just going to edit it so it fits right in with the other ones. Perfect. Now we're going to bring it down and I'm going to object expand this. Fill and stroke. And now we have our shape. So I'm going to hold Alt. I'm going to move it a little bit and I'm going to press Shift so it stays on the Y. In the X-axis or in the Y-axis too, but in this case it's the X. And I'm just going to move it to the right as much as I can. And I'm going to copy the color that's corresponding to the shape. I'm going to Control X, cut it, Control B to bring it to the back. So now we have two, and I'm going to do the same thing again. I'm going to drag while holding Alt as much as I can, Alt and Shift. Copy the color, Control X, Control B. And now we're going to do the same thing once more. Copy the color, Control X, Control B. And here we have it. Now all we have to do would be to group these. You could do two things. You could leave it like this, or we could always pathfind this, right? So we're going to go to divide, and now we select it again, and we're going to merge. And now each of these are like a little piece. Honestly, this one's less destructive in case you want to tweak something, but up to you. I'm going to unlock this. You can also hit Control Alt 2. And I'm going to move this out of my way. I'm going to make it a little larger. If you notice, these go over each other a little and go over each other a little here too. So we're going to space it just like that. I'm going to hold Alt and copy this, drag it, and then I'm going to hold Shift to keep it on the X-axis, and we can move it there. Perfect. And now, since we did this in one go, in one movement, we can click Control D, Control D, Control D to repeat it. Now we have this row. Select everything. Hold Alt, down, holding the Shift until it's going a little over. Perfect. And Control D, Control D, Control D. Great. I don't like that it ended there. So I'm going to make them a little bigger. Yep. And I'm going to just delete this row because we don't need it. I forgot to put the background. So we're going to just do a square the size of the artboard. And copy the color of the screenshot. In this case, is going to be this. All right, now it's in the back and we have our background. I am going to lock this in place And I'm going to work now on Alysa. Alysa here has some outlines and some shadows, as well as her name and my tag. So we're going to grab Alysa here. We're going to make a copy. And now it's time to image trace. So properties, image trace. I'm going to do a 3-color one because all we need is a silhouette. Why don't you use a silhouette if you want silhouette? It's because in the silhouette, these empty parts will remain empty and I kind of want to fill them out. So to save myself some work, I'm just going to do this. The image trace is ready, so now we expand it. We ungroup it, we delete the background, and we choose everything, and we use Pathfinder to unite it. Perfect, now we have the silhouette. I'm going to choose the color. In this case, it's going to be this yellow one from the screenshot. And we're going to stroke it. And we can make the stroke a little thicker, so keep stroking it, guys. Perfect. I think this is enough. Now I'm going to make a copy and put it in the back, Control B. I'm going to change the color into this orange one. And I'm going to stroke it a little more. Paste Alysa in the front. Let's see if it worked. I'll just eyeball it. In this case, it's fine. Okay, I'm grouping it and I can just put her in the middle. I always leave a copy just in case. So now, one more thing we need to do to this Alysa is that we need to apply the shadow effect. So what I'm going to do is go to Effect, Stylize, Drop Shadow. And this is the default. I'm going to choose a color that's not black because it irks me. And I'm going to go to purple. A little purple is fine. Not too much. It'll show. It'll be weird. So I'm going to move it in the y-axis a little down and in the x-axis a little to the left. Okay, so now it's going to be easier because we already have all of our effects on place. So now we are going to do the logo that we have right here. For this logo, the easiest way, I just screenshotted from the video, right? But we need to isolate the logo. So image trace, because if we just do it like this, image trace will make this into one whole shape, and we don't want that. We just want this text. I don't want to find the font and do it myself. That will be too time consuming. So in this case, because it's very high quality and it's not too blurry, I'm going to unembed and I'm going to name it Laufey. Now, here in the property section, we can edit it in Photoshop. This will automatically open Photoshop and let you delete the background, which is what we want. So depending on what Photoshop you have, this option will appear here. This is the 2025 one, I think. So remove background. And it immediately does it. I'm going to edit this mask a little because yeah, there's some issues there. So all I need to do is basically grab the selection brush tool, control click the mask, and I'm going to click here and subtract, and I'm going to manually just, and now we delete this part. So we select this part, Control Shift I to invert the selection, and just click on my backspace to delete it pretty much. Now we have this ready without a background, and I'm going to just hit Control Save, Control S, and it's going to automatically change it here. There you go. And now we can just embed it. I don't care, man. It's embedded. Now we're going to image trace it. So same thing, 3 colors. Perfect. We hit expand. We ungroup, delete the background, and I'm just going to soften this a little bit because look for the smoothing tool, and we're just going to zoom out and smooth it in. So we already have this, and easy peasy, we're just going to click Effect, Apply Drop Shadow. Make sure you group everything, and now we bring it to the front, and we already have her name. And lastly, I'm going to show you how I made my tag. I of course did not find the same font just because I didn't look for it because I refused to. So I just chose the grooviest one I could find. In this case is this one, so I just made a copy. I always leave the text version here too, just in case. I'm just going to expand this. I really should get an expand shortcut. I'm going to work on that. And I'm going to ungroup everything so I can move everything freely. And I'll make the B a little bigger. The N. And the S. The S will be here. And then the rest of the letters here. Now I'm just going to move it around until I like it. Great, I think it looks good. Perfect, so I'm going to group this, and this is already stroked. And now we're going to expand this and group it, and then we're going to apply the drop shadow, which is already ready. And this worked great. So now we're going to Ctrl X, Ctrl F, and this will go in this side. Now all we're missing is my little guy. Ctrl B. Oh, they're not the same color. What the hell? I'm just changing it to the same color. So now we have it almost ready. We're just missing one thing. We're going to make the clipping mask. And you just click Ctrl Shift 2 and it'll unlock everything in your workspace. I'm just going to move her for a little bit and this. Okay, so now that everything's unlocked, I can choose everything, Ctrl G. Now we just make a square the same shape of our artboard. Select everything. Make clipping mask. We put everything in place once more. And there we have it. Very simple background. You don't need to try doing all this in Procreate, trying to get the lines straight, trying to see how to copy and paste everything. Illustrator is a gift. It's just a matter of getting used to the shortcuts and everything to even work even faster. And yeah, that'll be it. I hope you liked this video. I hope it was useful to you and it kind of gave you an idea of what you could do for backgrounds for your art when you really are struggling. Or if you like this style. I personally think it suits it great and I don't feel like it's too overpowering. I could be dead wrong though. So let me know what you think in the comments below. If you think it's ugly, if you think it's pretty, I want to know. My name is Lucia, I'm Nomad Sontag, and I'll see you in the next one.